Have you ever felt like your faith was being tested to its limits? Imagine discovering a strength that you never knew you had that's rooted deep in your spirit and in your faith. This episode is for you if you feel overwhelmed by life's trials and need a reminder of your spiritual strength, or if you seek a deeper understanding of how faith in Jesus can guide you through the darkest times, or if you struggle with maintaining spiritual discipline when faced with adversity. Or if you desire to strengthen your spiritual resilience to thrive, not just survive, during tough times. Or if you aim to turn personal and professional setbacks into opportunities for growth and deeper faith. In this episode, you and we're going to explore how to build spiritual resilience, how to stay firm in your faith, and transform struggles into spiritual victories. If this sounds like what you need, stay tuned. Did you know that resilience isn't just about bouncing back, but also growing stronger through our challenges? How can we, as followers of Christ, turn trials into triumphs? Well, let's explore that together. To set the stage for our journey into spiritual resilience, let's look at what some of the great Christian thinkers have said about the power of faith in the face of adversity. Here's a quote that can inspire us as we move forward in this episode. To clasp the hands in prayer is the beginning of an uprising against the disorder of the world. Karl Barth. This powerful quote reminds us that prayer and faith are more than just acts of devotion. They're transformative forces. Now that we've set the stage with some inspiration and insight, let's dig into what it really means to build spiritual resilience. We'll look at 3 key areas that can help us stand firm in our faith during trials. Let's start with the first. Key area number 1 is understanding spiritual resilience. Now, spiritual resilience is the ability to maintain your faith and integrity under pressure. It's like building a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. As it says in James 1:2-4, "Count it all as joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness." Let's consider what steadfastness and faith can look like in our daily lives. All right, now that we've defined spiritual resilience, you might be wondering how to develop it in your own life. Well, let's discuss a few practical steps that can help you grow stronger in faith, even when you're facing tough challenges. And this brings us to key area number 2, which is practical ways to build spiritual resilience. One way to do it is daily prayer meditation. Just as we nourish our bodies with food, our spirits need nourishment through prayer. So setting aside dedicated time for prayer each day strengthens our connection with God, which is the ultimate source of resilience. Another way is engaging with Scripture. Romans 5:3-4 teaches us not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. By regularly reading and reflecting on the Word, we equip ourselves with wisdom to face. Another way is community support. Galatians 6:2 tells us to bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. Being part of a faith community provides us with the support and encouragement needed to withstand trials. With a clear understanding of spiritual resilience and some practical tips to build it, let's explore the transformative impact it can have on our lives. This is where our journey of faith truly begins to make a difference. This brings us to key area number 3, the impact of spiritual resilience. Now, spiritual resilience doesn't just help us survive, it helps us thrive. It deepens our trust in God, enhances our relationships, and gives us a peace that surpasses all understanding, even in turbulent times. When we talk about the impact of spiritual resilience, we mean the tangible changes that happen within us and around us when we choose to stand firm in faith during trials. First, there's a shift in perspective. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable become opportunities for growth. As Paul writes in Romans 8:28, "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose." This mindset shifts helps us see beyond the immediate struggles to the greater purpose that God has for us. Second, spiritual resilience strengthens our relationships. When we face trials with faith, we often find support in our faith communities, in our friends, and in our family. These relationships become deeper as we share our journey and encourage one another, just as Hebrews 10:24-25 encourage. It encourages us to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, but encouraging one another. This support network becomes a vital part of our resilience. And third, spiritual resilience gives us a sense of inner peace, even in the midst of chaos. Jesus promised in John 14:27, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid." This peace is not dependent on external circumstances. It comes from knowing that God is in control, no matter what happens. Finally, the impact of spiritual resilience is felt in our sense of purpose and hope. When we realize that every trial has a reason and every setback is part of a greater plan, we can move forward with confidence. This sense of hope and purpose can inspire others, showing them that faith can be a source of strength even in the darkest times. So as we build spiritual resilience, we're not just learning to survive, we're learning to thrive. It impacts our mindset, relationships, peace, and sense of purpose, enabling us to live fully and faithfully regardless of what we face. Today's episode explored the essence of spiritual resilience, what it means to stand firm in our faith during trials. We discussed practical ways to build resilience, like daily prayer, engaging with scripture, and finding support in a faith community. We also looked at the profound impact that spiritual resilience can have on our mindset, relationships, and sense of peace. Ultimately, we learned that with spiritual resilience, we can find hope, strength, and purpose, even in the most challenging times. If today's episode resonated with you, and you're seeking to deepen your journey or find that resilient path in your faith and life, I invite you to click the link in the description to consider coaching with me. Together, we can face any challenge and turn trials into triumphs. While you decide, I also invite you to join our Unstoppable email community. Here, you'll get resources and support to help you navigate through life's challenges. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate your support. Until next time, keep finding your path.